Today's video is a super quick one, something I wanted to get out of the way while Mario and I are out here working. We had some of the parts free, and I had the opportunity to do so. So in all of the years of running the site and working on the cars, the single most common question we've ever received has to do with the ST bumper. Not just how do you put it on a sedan, but how do you put it on a non-ST in general. So we've covered it a bit before on the site, granted it was a while ago, so I wanted to make a new video today just as a quick summary of the whole process. I was originally thinking I'd wait for the next time the bumper would be off and I could physically show you the fitting of it, but hopefully through some editing and the pictures I have already in my files, this will answer all the questions and give you guys an idea of how to do it. So, might as well start with the basics. What do you need? Effectively, as obvious or simple as it may sound, you just need a complete ST bumper assembly. So that consists of the main bumper shell, you've got your main grille, lower grille, your two fog light grills slash trim pieces, whatever you wish to call them, and then you also need the main support. So the black panel you see on top of the bumper when you open the hood is actually tied into the main support. You'll see it kind of runs through and gives the bumper its strength. So obviously this is the original SE bumper. It's the same deal for an ST bumper, same construction. The other pieces you might need, if your car, like mine, came with fog lights originally, you can reuse them. They're the exact same housings, so you just take them out of your original bumper and transplant them into the ST bumper. Simple as that. Same with the wiring harness. I believe the ST bumper wiring harness may be a little bit different, but you can use the original. That's what I did, which is why there's no wiring inside this bumper. There was one or two clips that the original harness did not reach on the new ST bumper, but it's still held in place securely, still tight, still works. So that's all good. So that's the complete list of parts you need. You also, in my case, I do not run the plastic under tray under the front of the bumper. If you want to go completely factory specification, you will need that. It is a different piece from the ST bumper to the non-ST bumper. I don't run it, I never have, just because of the lip makes it hard to access all the bolts and clips and things for that, so I don't even bother. And frankly, this bumper comes off so many times, it's nice just to save the effort of having a few more clips to not undo. So, one whole bumper assembly. You do not need to change fenders, hood, headlights, any of that. That's all the same, provided of course you're putting, in this case it was the 12 to 14 Focus front end replaced with the same pre-facelift ST front end. If you want to do a facelift bumper on a pre-facelift car or vice versa, you do also need a set of the headlights and the hood. The fenders are the same on all Mark IIIs, so you never need to change those. Keeps it easy. So that is the whole parts list. One of the next questions we get a fair bit of is, where do you get them? So I did this back in early 2014. I was collecting these parts probably February, March 2014, I want to say, and every single piece of this ST bumper assembly I had to buy brand new through a dealership. That was the only way I could get them. STs are much less common here in Canada, and especially given that at the time they were only just over a year old in our market, you couldn't exactly go and find any written off ones. They didn't really exist. So I bought everything brand new. No, that was not inexpensive, but it was my only choice. These days you can find written off STs in junkyards, find them on Kijiji, Craigslist, forums, wherever, and you can pull parts from them. Some folks have asked about the eBay bumpers. You can get ST style bumpers. To be blunt, any of the ST style bumpers off eBay or wherever, don't buy them. You'll be wasting your time and your money. If you do, it's not worth the headaches. Buy the original parts, they'll fit perfectly, save you effort in the long run, and you can certainly get them easy enough these days. Just find a written off ST somewhere, be it, like I said, Kijiji, Craigslist, forums, Facebook even. They're out there. It doesn't take too much effort to find them, and they're certainly a lot less expensive now than they were to buy new, for instance. So keep your eyes out. You can usually find written off STs for without too much hassle these days. So keep looking, one will turn up. Grab the whole bumper assembly and you are good to go. And then finally, I guess we should talk about how to actually install it on the car. So if you've never pulled the bumper off of a Mark III before, it's not terrible, it's not too much effort. Both headlights come out, they're just 2 Torx screws each, pull them out, and then you can access the main clip, which sits beneath them and ties into the front core support. You then have 4 little push clips across the top. You will have in the fenders, they each have a little bracket that the bumper slides into and secures with. They're 2 10mm bolts, and again, a push clip on the outside. Undo those. And if you have the under tray, as I mentioned earlier, undo the clips for that, drop it down, and then that's basically it. You'll have to unplug the fog light harness, which sits on, in our case, the driver's side, the left-hand side of the vehicle. Undo that. Also remember to put it on. I can't tell you how many times we've switched bumpers on these cars and put them back together and realized then that we forgot to put the fog light harness back together. So you think we'd have learned a long time ago. That still seems to be a trend with us, that we forget that. So don't forget that. It'll make your life easier. But it's only a few bolts here and there. Fender brackets, take the headlights out, undo the main supports and so forth. Bumper comes off, new bumper goes on. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And as I said, you don't need to change the hood or the fenders, provided you are keeping the same pre-facelift to pre-facelift or facelift to facelift. Makes it easy. It's a nice cosmetic upgrade. If you're doing an ST conversion, obviously it makes a lot of sense. If you just want to make your car a bit more aggressive looking, works as well. Obviously we're big fans of it, so we did that. But yeah, that's it. It's really not all that involved. You know, if you are really lucky and you have a car in a color that an ST came in, like say Performance Blue, you could even potentially find a bumper already in that color and just bolt it on. Not only because mine were brand new, but because the color of this car never came on an ST. I had to get all this painted, so that added to the time, the expense, etc. But these days you could, in theory, if everything lined up for you, you'd find a full bumper assembly in perfect condition at a junkyard for $100, buy it, throw it on the car, and you are good to go. So that's everything for today. Super quick, like I said, we're just out here working. I had some of the parts out, so I figured just a quick run through to highlight this, given the amount of questions we got about it. And I hope that helped if you had any. So ST bumper on a non-ST or vice versa. You don't need many parts, don't need many tools, don't need as much time. Simple, easy, effective upgrade. And if you have any other questions about any other modifications of this or any other cars, let us know, we'll answer them. Thanks for watching.